Why me? As we go through our daily routines at work and at home, things happen. Good things and not so good things. Some days, it seems like you just can't catch a break. The work keeps piling up and it feels like you're juggling priorities. If you've had 3 or 4 of the not so good things to happen in succession, it may cause you to shove your hands in your pockets, kick at the dirt and mutter, "Why me?" It's all too easy for many of us to fall into the victim mode or take on the "it's me against the world" stance. But I invite you to take a different approach. I invite you to develop a different mindset. When the big deal at work falls through or someone else gets the promotion, think positively about it and say, "It just wasn't meant to be because greater is awaiting me." Many people who come to my organization for help or employment have experienced hardships in life. Many times, they've lost hope, and their mindset is in that sunken place. As an employer, you may have noticed that the same issues occur with your employees. That sense that bad things are happening to us has been highlighted during the stress and the strain of the pandemic. Lost jobs, halted careers, and compromised health has led some people down a road of defeat and ultimately depression. So how do you as a supervisor or leader and your organization show compassion without going down the rabbit hole of getting quote unquote too personal with your staff or coworkers? You don't. You are human. You open your eyes and you acknowledge the hurt that they're displaying in front of you, and you offer an ear to listen. That's the first step. If you notice that coworkers are down in the dumps or speaking negatively about their jobs or their lives, begin pointing out the positives in life. We tend to mirror what we see and hear. So if you're surrounded by positive people and positive conversation, it tends to catch on. Many years ago, I worked with a woman who complained constantly about everything and nearly everyone. She had a very negative mindset and believed that everyone was out to get her in some way. She would complain about the temperature in the office. It was either too hot or too cold. The lights were always too bright or not bright enough. She'd go on and on and on. Our desks sat right next to each other. So I began to combat every negative comment with a positive one. Now, it took 3 or 4 months, but she began to complain less and less. Then one day, several of us were in the office in a heavy discussion about some local news event that was negative, and she offered a positive outlook on the situation. Well, everyone's mouth dropped open. And later, they asked me what I had done to her. You see, I was the only one in the office that really talked to her on a regular basis. So they thought that I had said something to her about her constant complaining and negativity. They were right. I didn't confront her about her bad attitude. I simply returned every negative comment with a positive one to help her look at things in a different light. Sometimes people just get stuck in a rut and they can't imagine any other way to act. Sometimes the negativity goes much deeper than a bad attitude. It could be a chronic medical condition. In that case, you offer the resources available by your company, such as mental health counseling, time off from work with pay if possible, flexible work hours, or location if that will help their condition, or simply allow them time to adjust to the changes in their life. In short, be as accommodating and as compassionate as possible. You may need to bring in your human resources professional to speak with the person and to ensure that there's follow-through with the available resources. You also want to ensure that that person has their conversation and that it's confidential, except for those who have a need to know, such as your HR staff or your counseling staff. Finally, check in often with them. See how they're feeling and how they're doing, both emotionally and physically. As a leader, it is your business to get in their business. Let them know that work and life happens, but they don't have to face it alone. When your help comes together with the control and the process that you can offer at work, then their lives and their careers will join and regain control in a more positive light.